Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon so you can get notifications for the videos as they are uploaded. Okay, so we'll be continuing the 2013 Pre-Maths Unit 1 past paper. This is part B of question 3, specifically B1. Okay, so let's just begin. Now the problem says to express f of theta, which is equal to 3 cos theta minus 4 sin theta, in the form r cos theta plus alpha, where r is greater than 0 and alpha is between 0 and pi by 2. Right, so let's just begin here. Since it says we're supposed to express it in this form, so basically let's just use the identity to expand cos theta plus alpha, which that would just be cos theta cos alpha minus sin theta sin alpha, and of course we would distribute the r okay, and based on this that we have here, we can say that okay, the coefficient of cos theta from the problem would be equal to r cos alpha. So we can say that r cos alpha and of course I'll try to explain as I go along. So r cos alpha would be equal to 3, and since there is also a negative sign here, can just say that r sin alpha is equal to 4, as this is negative r sin alpha and this would be negative 4, so in that negatives on both sides, we can just say that. Okay, so now in order to find r, what we can do is just square both sides of here and square both sides of there. So let's do that. So if we square both sides here, we get r squared cos pen please, just work with me. Cos squared alpha equal 9, and if we square both sides here, we get r squared sin squared alpha is equal to 16. Therefore, if we add both equations, we would get r squared cos squared alpha plus r squared sin squared alpha is equal to 16 plus 9, that's 25. Okay, now what we can do is just simply factor out r squared, which leaves cos squared alpha plus sin squared alpha, right, and that's equal to 25. and here cos squared alpha plus sine squared alpha, that's equal to 1, so that would just be r squared times 1, so therefore r squared is equal to 25, which means that r is equal to 5. Cool. And it specifically said that r is greater than 0, so therefore we will not be using plus or minus 5. Okay, so let's continue. Oh, and also what we need to do is to find alpha now, so we would divide, let's call this equation, let's call that equation 1, that equation 2. Okay, so in order to find alpha, we would simply divide equation 2 by equation 1, so we say r sine alpha is equal to 4. Okay, we're dividing both equations, so it would be divided by r cos alpha, and that would be divided by 3. Okay, therefore the r's would cancel, which leaves us with sine alpha over cos alpha. But if we can recall from previous video, sine over cos would give you tan, so that's tan alpha tan alpha would be equal to 4/3, and all we need to do now is just find the tan inverse of 4/3. Let me do that real quick on my calculator. And that's equal to, so therefore alpha is equal to 0.927 to 3 significant figures. Okay, so now that we have found r and we have found alpha, we can simply just write our answer. Therefore f of theta is equal to 5 cos theta plus 0.927. Okay, and that's just 1. Now part 2 says, hence find the maximum value of f of theta the maximum value of f of theta would just be 5. Okay, maximum value would be 5 because the maximum value for cos by itself would be 1, but multiplied by 5 here would just cause a vertical stretch up to 5, so the maximum value would be 5. That is for question 2. And for question, let's see, for question 2b, it says we're supposed to find the minimum value of, let me write it here, let me just clear, alright, let me leave that, let me just write it here. We're supposed to find the minimum value of 1 upon 8 plus f of theta. Okay, and what we need to note is that the minimum value of this fraction here would occur when f of theta is at its maximum. Reason being, the larger the denominator of a fraction is, the smaller the fraction, so we would want the largest possible value of f of theta in order to get the largest possible denominator, so that we can have the smallest possible fraction. So as stated before, the maximum value of f of theta, so the max value of f of theta would be equal to 5. Therefore, the minimum value of this fraction would be 1 over 8 plus 5, which is 1 over 13. And therefore, the minimum value of the fraction would be 1 over 13. And that's it for question 3. Oh, wait. Oh, there's actually a part 3 here. What I'll do is do part 3 of question B in another video. So I'll see you in the next video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.